Deep in the heart of an ancient, shadowy forest, where the trees whispered secrets to each other and the air was thick with an eerie stillness, there existed a cemetery that time had forgotten. Its location was known to only a few, and its existence was barely mentioned in old town records, often dismissed as a mere ghost story passed down through generations. However, those who ventured too close spoke of a cursed place, where the boundary between the living and the dead was unnervingly thin. This cemetery, forgotten by all but the spirits that resided there, was hidden beneath an endless canopy of twisted branches and thorns, its gravestones half buried in the damp earth, and its pathways choked with overgrown moss and ivy. For years, it remained undisturbed, shrouded in mystery and a sense of dread. Yet, on one fateful night, a group of curious teenagers, drawn by the allure of an urban legend, decided to venture into the heart of the forest to uncover the truth. As they trekked through the dense woods, the forest seemed to close in on them, the sky growing darker, and the wind picking up, carrying with it whispers that sounded like voices from another time. The deeper they went, the colder the air became, and the trees began to seem almost alive, their gnarled branches reaching out like skeletal hands trying to pull them in. As they finally stumbled upon the forgotten cemetery, it appeared as though the land itself was trying to reject them. The gravestones, weathered by centuries of neglect, loomed like silent sentinels, and the names etched upon them were barely legible, some entirely erased by time. But it wasn't just the decay of the place that sent chills down their spines. It was the palpable sense of something watching them, something malevolent, lurking just beyond the edges of the graveyard. As they explored, a strange coldness settled in the pit of their stomachs, and the air became thick with the oppressive presence of unseen eyes. Suddenly, one of them, a brave but reckless girl named Emily, wandered too far from the others and disappeared behind a row of toppled gravestones. Her friends, panic-stricken, called out to her, but there was no reply, only an unsettling silence that felt suffocating. Then, without warning, the earth trembled, and the gravestones began to shift. The ground itself seemed to open up as if something was trying to break free. Desperate, the remaining teenagers rushed to find Emily, but they were not prepared for what they would encounter. In the distance, through the fog that had begun to roll in, they saw her standing motionless at the farthest edge of the cemetery, staring at something with wide, unblinking eyes. Her skin had turned an unnatural shade of pale, and her mouth moved, but no sound escaped. As they rushed toward her, a horrified realization dawned upon them. Emily was no longer Emily. She had become something else, a hollow shell of the girl they once knew, her body now an unwilling vessel for the spirits trapped in the cemetery. The ground beneath them began to churn, and the forest seemed to come alive, its trees groaning in agony as the spirits of the long dead began to awaken. The teenagers ran, but the forest seemed to stretch on endlessly, the paths twisting and turning in impossible ways. Each turn brought them back to the cemetery, where the ghostly forms of the spirits surrounded them, their hollow eyes fixed on their prey. The air was thick with dread as the cemetery's forgotten inhabitants slowly closed in, their whispers now becoming clearer words of warning, of vengeance. And it was then that they realized they were trapped in a place that time had swallowed whole, a place where the dead had been left to fester in darkness, waiting for the living to come to them. The forest would never let them leave. The spirits had claimed them all,